So I was talking to all your fans over here, and they want to do like an awkward school icebreaker thing where they introduce themselves. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm
really?
kidding. No, no.
I was like, that'd be cool.
No, we were
yeah.
talking about it, and like, did you ever have to do that in school? Where you did the awkward icebreaker? We have to like stand up, say your name, and then say like an interesting
like,
fact
Hi,
about
I'm
yourself.
Allie. Yeah, yep.
What was your interesting fact?
I don't remember. I probably was like, oh, I like to sing or something like that.
Would they ever make
Pretty
you sing
lame.
on the spot? Like,
No.
oh, sing a song.
No, thank God. But my parents would when I was younger. Like, I was super shy, so I'd be like 9 years old at barbecue, and they'd make me sing, and I'd be like, no.
Oh,
I'd
that's
shake.
awkward. That's such
I know,
a
it was
parent thing,
awkward.
though.
Total parent thing. But now I think I've gotten a little better at it. So.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you're like rocking big stages. You're
Oh,
all over the
thanks.
place.
Thanks, friend.
Killing it, by the way. I do have to ask you, I was looking at your Instagram. You drove all the way down here?
Yes, we did. Yeah. So we drove from where were we just at again? Tampa, right? Tampa. So Tampa to here, but it was so nice. Instead of getting on a plane and like putting your bags up.
You like
and
the
all
road
that.
trip thing?
I love road trips. They're so fun because you get to see outside. You get to look up in the clouds at the sun. I like that.
Do you have like road trip anthems?
Ooh,
Like songs that you have to blast?
Well, we played a lot of mostly top 40, but I Like It is always a good one. And then when I was coming into Miami, I played Mia, Mia, and then Baila, Baila, Baila. Yeah, so those are good.
You missed the Bad Bunny show by like one day.
Really?
On Saturday, yeah.
Are you kidding me? No,
Yeah.
I could have gone. Man, it's okay. Send him love, good vibes, and one day
Is
I'll see
Bad
the
Bunny
show.
somebody you'd want to work with one day?
Oh, yes. He's so talented. I mean, he's a beast. He's killing it right now. It's pretty crazy. I mean, that would be amazing. So hopefully that happens.
Oh, boy. All right, so let me ask you about your new song, Low Key. Tell me about it.
Hey, Loki, Loki. Loki is my first single, and I'm so excited about it. It's basically just talking about, I'm kind of in control and kind of telling someone like, hey, Loki, Loki, you should really get to know me. And that's really cool because there's a lot of confidence behind that. So whoever hears the record, I want them to feel confident too and feel bold saying it. Like, yeah, you should get to know me because I'm cool, I'm awesome, I'm all these things.
You guys all think she's cool, right? Okay.
Thank you.
I was making sure. I feel like hearts just stopped. Like you guys are just so quiet behind me. It's
They
making
are
me a little
so
anxious.
cute. I love. Oh my! And someone's wearing a Selena shirt because she knows I love Selena.
Did you
Thank
know that before you came here? Oh, she came
Yeah,
prepared.
I love you. You came prepared. Thank you, Mama. You're rocking it.
So I don't know about you guys if you noticed this. Maybe I'm like the last person in the world. I was watching the video for Loki and I'm like, is that Ricky? Ariana
Yes,
Grande's Ricky?
That's so funny. yeah, that's him. He's awesome. Like, well, it's a crazy story about that. So everything around Loki, around the song, is a story, honey. But basically, so for this crazy story, so we actually had somebody else as a dancer. There's somebody else who was supposed to do it. He was casted, great. And then, like, I think it was 2 days before, he couldn't make it, so it was a scheduling conflict. And then we had to rush to find anybody else. And I think my manager suggested him or said, hey, this guy's available. And I'm like, oh, cool, awesome. Great, let's have him, book him, whatever.
Did you know who he was? Or
No,
they
I
just
didn't
like, oh, we
at
have some guy
first.
coming in that we found last minute. Okay.
Exactly. And the pressure was kind of on. So it was like, okay, great. Like, whoever, cool. He looks great. Okay. So we did it. And when, I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was the day that we met. It was either right before or right after on the set. I don't know. But then they told me, and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But
Wait, did you recognize him once he walked in? You're like,
no, not.
You had no idea who he was.
No,
Oh
no,
my
I just
God.
thought like, yeah. So that was pretty cool. But he is so talented, and they had told me that he danced for like J-Lo too, and like he was one of the, I guess, like best dancers out there. He had a lot of experience, and he was good for my height too. That's actually a thing, guys.
That's a thing.
That's a thing because on camera you don't. I'm 5 feet. I'm 5 feet tall, and on camera you don't want someone who's gonna be like 6 feet and it's all awkward and like it could go real bad real quick. But thank
that's
God the
worst.
stars aligned
Short
with that.
people problems are real. Some of you guys,
Yep.
especially you, might not know this. A lot of times, I'll meet an artist and I'm like, hold on 1 second. Can you squat down a little? Like do the one where you lean forward a little bit and I try to like stand on my tippy toes.
Exactly.
Yep.
I have been there, but no. I mean, he is so incredible. All the dancers, by the way, shout out to all of my dancers in the video. They were so amazing, and we had fun. And everybody was respectful. So good vibes all around.
So that's the first single off an album you're gonna drop soon, right?
Yes. Well, maybe not soon, but hopefully later in the year. I'm very excited because I'm working on it. There's some records that I'm so stoked about. They're very empowering records and very fun vibes. Still in the lane of low key, but maybe you'll hear a little bit of difference in the sonics. So I can't wait, y'all. And then we'll see what else is on it.
Are you allowed to tell us if there's any collabs?
Ooh, I think there are, but for right now, I guess we'll
If
wait
I
and
just start
see.
throwing names at you, are you gonna shake your head, blink twice if Bad Bunny's on there? No, I'm kidding.
I'm excited to see who ends up being the collab.
I think we're all
We'll
excited.
see,
You guys
we'll see.
excited?
Yeah, we'll see, y'all.
You know what else I'm excited for? I read that you're working on a book.
Yeah,
true?
that's right. Yes, I am.
How did that happen? Did you just start writing one day and all of a sudden you're like, I have an entire book done. Let me release it.
Well, I had actually, I think what happened was I knew that I had just a lot that I want to tell, and I had a pretty crazy story of my life and birth and a lot of things that I went through, and I wanted to be able to share that with my fans and be able to help them and inspire them, because maybe a lot of people don't know the work it took even just to be here today and the obstacles I've had to overcome. So it's I just basically one day had a meeting and talked to my family, and they were very encouraging and said, hey, Mama, I think you should do this. And one of my managers was really like, hey, I really believe you have a story to tell, which is beautiful. So that's how that happened.
Now, did you write it yourself, like sit on a keyboard and do it
Yeah,
yourself?
a keyboard.
Like,
a piano. I sat on a piano, y'all.
Like the ones,
Just
like,
kidding.
you know the keyboard talking about like
you mean
the,
a typewriter?
Like the hipster ones, you get like at Urban Outfitters that you still got to put the, the
Yes,
typewriter.
typewriter. Not that old school, but basically, yeah. I mean, I kind of just started outlining all of my stuff, kind of just throwing out ideas and memories because it's a lot, and then I went forward from there. And it's a lot of work.
That means you already one-upped Elvis Duran because, you know, he has a book coming out in October, but he didn't actually write it. He had someone sitting there, so he was like telling them the stories, and they're like, oh, that's great, Elvis.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you have help, and I have an agent, so they're really big help in like, how can I express this and all this stuff.
Did you have a lot of typos, like little red squiggly line, and it's like...
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's hard coming up with different adjectives, too, because, you know, there's only so many times you can say amazing, incredible, fantastic, unbelievable, you know. But anyways, I'm so excited.
Well, that's exciting. I did notice that you're on a radio tour right now, so you're jumping around doing a bunch of stuff, but you're answering a lot of the same questions all the time. I know how it goes.
Okay.
So what's something you wish someone would ask you or let you talk about more that you don't get to talk about?
Well, that's a great question.
Oh, thank you.
I think there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot that I'm passionate about. Maybe, I mean, I love anytime I can talk about animals or my family. That means a lot to me. I mean, I love it really, right now, it's not getting old because I've been waiting for this like my whole life, and being able to talk about the song is very exciting to me because just a few months ago, I didn't know if I'd even have one. So I've had a really, really fun time, and anytime I can talk about the song or maybe the process or maybe what it was like for me, I like it because it's just an opportunity to share what I've been through and how I got to now.
Now, you said it almost didn't happen?
Yeah.
Well, what's that about?
So, basically, I was in the studio for months and months. So we had that announcement come out, I think, in March. And then I didn't have my song come out till January 31st. And, back then I was like, okay, I mean, oh my God, this is pretty crazy and pretty quick. Oh, my life's changing. So I had to get I had to secure my management. I had to secure my agency. I had to secure my publicist. I had to secure, number one is definitely management, but also a label. And I finally did that. But then it was like, okay, what music I'm going to make, what sound. I was in the studio almost every single day. And I thought, in March, April, we'll definitely have a song out by September. No problem. That's plenty of time, right?
Yeah.
And then we didn't find it. We kept on looking and looking, experimenting. And at one point it was like, am I ever going to have a song? And it was pretty frustrating and discouraging.
But did you have songs already done and you just couldn't pick
tons.
one, or like
No, it was more of we recorded so much and they were great records, but we knew that they weren't the one yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I've recorded over like 40 songs.
Dang.
Yeah,
you
45.
could drop like 3 albums next week
I know,
if you wanted
exactly.
to.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, they're all great. I freaking love them. But, when picking out a single, you have to be very meticulous and careful because that's, you can only have your first single one time.
True.
So finally, crazy story. So I had another single picked out. Wasn't entirely sure about it, But, you know, I was making it work. We were doing a lot of revisions on the record. Couldn't get it 100% where I wanted. Then Loki comes. My Charles Chavez, who's like my label head at Latium, so I'm signed through Latium at Atlantic. I always feel like I have to explain that because it gets confusing, and he's also one half of my management. Anyways, he heard the song, he called me excited, and he said, Allie, oh my God, this record, like it's called Low Key. You know, the Dream Team wrote it, like the, you know, the A-listers, and y'all can look them up. They're so incredible. There's a lot of people to name. But he is like, I mean, I believe in this so much. If we can secure it, I think it should be your first single. And I was like, whoa, that's
But you hadn't heard
huge.
the song yet. They were
Hadn't
just
heard
like
it
hyping
yet.
up this song.
Exactly. They were hyping it, or he was hyping it. And then I heard it, I think the next day or a few days later. And I'll never forget that time after hearing it. It was like a big exhale was let out. And wow, like this is the record. This is my first single. Like, oh my God, almost tears, because again, they can get frustrating day after day after day after day, different song, different writers, all this. And then the stars aligned and we press go on Low Key.
And now it's killing it, right, guys?
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you guys for supporting it. Everybody who supports me in the song. You don't understand. Like, it's not even just me. It's my team and it's my family who we're all working for a dream and a goal. So thank you.
Thank you to you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do I feel like you guys are tearing up over here? You really felt that moment, right? Do you guys want to ask a quick question? Anyone?
Dude, don't be shy.
Come here, Charlotte. Come here.
Yes, Charlotte, huh?
Charlotte.
Charlotte, I love that name. Hey, Charlotte.
Hello. So my question is, how did you feel when you saw their billboard for Low Key in Times Square?
Oh my gosh. When I saw that, man, it was remarkable. You know, again, like I went through so much, and even before the group, I was pursuing a career when I was young. 12 years old, homeschooled, risking my dad's job, back and forth from San Antonio to LA. And it's like you think about all those moments, and then you're there, and you see yourself in the middle of Times Square. My dad was there, and it's just like, man, it was one of the best feelings in the world. It was so cool and exciting and big. That was one of my favorite moments.
Good question, Charlotte.
Yeah, great question. That was awesome.
Anybody else want to jump in real quick? Come on. Run.
Yay, come here, beautiful. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
Rebecca, nice to meet you.
Oh, thanks. I wanted to ask if you could go back to any moment in your life, not to change anything or just to like redo it and feel it again. What would it be?
Oh man, I think one of the best times was when we were at Disney World and we were singing there, and I was able to share that experience with my mom, dad, brother, his girlfriend, and my little cousins.
Oh, Siri,
Siri, you don't understand. What do you mean you don't understand, Siri? She's a hater. Just kidding. I love Siri. Siri. I said Siri. Anyways, just feeling that with my little cousins and sharing that, you know, giving them that experience of seeing Disney World for the first time was so unbelievable, and it was so special. Like, honestly, that was like the peak joy moment and like magic that you could feel, because my family was there and the little babies. That was so beautiful. And then when Low Key came out, honestly, that was so awesome. And my dad was there, and my dad was tearing up. We were all tearing up. I think at one point, like, my whole team was tearing up because it was such a special moment. And again, that's the first single, so that was really amazing.
Good question.
Thank you. These are great questions. Thank you, beautiful.
Job.
I know, right? You're fired.
That question was way better than my entire interview. Oh, man, you want to do the last
No,
question?
you perfect.
Okay, so
Come here.
come
Yes,
on,
I like your hair.
about the, thank you.
Oh wait, what is the whole? Let's clear with them. No, just joking. I'm just
Look at
joking.
that guy.
I'm just joking.
If that guy
I'm
shakes his head,
joking.
just bail out, bro.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
On your This Is How I Made It on Snapchat, you said that you had
Yes.
a song that you couldn't do because of your record.
Oh my God, yeah.
label with Fifth Harmony.
Yeah.
Did that song ever come out with another singer?
No,
did it ever
that's
get released?
That's a great question. So it never got released. And you know what? Like, I felt bad for that artist too, because that artist really wanted it to happen. And I remember us texting, and I'm like, hey, listen, man, I'm so sorry. This is out of my control. I want it to be out. But he understood. He's like, listen, it's okay. Like, labels, I understand. And you know what? Like, love you, and I'm still here for you anytime. And, you know, when the time's right, it'll happen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So is there like potential person for it to happen ever, or is that canceled out?
I don't know. I think since it's been so long, if anything, I'd like to maybe do something else.
Another one.
Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, he's awesome. And then we'll see what other new collabs I have in the future. I'm excited. I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh yes, my girl Tori Kelly. I love her. You never know what could happen.
Someone's excited about Tori Kelly.
What
over
was
here,
your name
too.
again?
Oh my God.
What was your name again?
I'm Seth.
Seth. Thank you, Seth. You have cool hair. It's like,
I
yeah.
know, do you condition, bro?
I
That
know,
looks great.
right? It's like all
Flat
healthier than
iron, too.
mine.
It looks so good.
I know, right? Yeah.
Isn't that unfair how sometimes guys have better long hair than girls?
Oh,
And
yes.
they don't do anything.
Guy and girls, y'all can relate to me on this. Eyelashes, right? They have the best eyelash. I'm like,
Seth, let me see your
seriously?
eyelashes. Ali, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you. Y100. I seriously, yeah, I love you guys. Thank you.